is opening day of the duplicate, behind the scenes, the trailer. This is my makeup artist, Nicole Adomonis, taking care of the star and writer of this production, Frank Stallone.
Hello. Good morning.
Nicole is, you know, you just feel a lot of compassion for Nicole. She's a good girl, and she, you know, takes her job very seriously, you know, previously also with the makeup. So she's like, this, you know, same thing, leaves no stone unturned, called me several times, wants to know what exactly are we using, go buy the materials, you know. And she was there throughout the production, you know, so, you know, those were long days. There was sometimes that we didn't need that, and she was there. So whenever she was around, we needed her, she was right there.
Well, I got to beat up Frank. I really wanted to give him a broken nose, but we changed the scene. So I just got to work with some blood, which was fun. And that's about it.
This whole thing was a work in progress. What the director had in mind that I had, basically my crew shot the idea out the window, told me it was bunk, and they've created a new situation which is 100% better than what I could have come up with. A very
thank you to Tom Daniel for bringing
but remember, we're voiceovering this, and somebody else is like operating this. It's not really Andrew Roth, because he would never admit that.
Well, you know, we were doing an interior, so you know, we had switched days. That was the day we was pitched first day to shoot. You want to get the exterior done. We were supposed to be over at Fred's, you know, doing the big Hollywood set day, but because of weather, and it really teamed or whatever.
Yes, the first day it was raining like cats and dogs.
As far as the weather goes, that affecting the shooting, like the first day, like yeah, it rained. All right, it rained a lot. Like, I mean, yeah, that kind of rain.
I thought it was pretty cool was when we were trying to exit to leave. That was like, you know, the basement was filling up with water and we couldn't get out.
There's like this giant, like, what, like 5-inch like puddle of water, and Frank took out these pallets. He was the smartest one out of all of us, and he's like, "Here, check this out."
So I just took those skids and threw them over so that we could walk out with the equipment, dropping that equipment, walking in ankle-deep water, and carrying that equipment, which you had bought, you know, extensive. They had the red camera there and all your lights and stuff, and so I thought it was pretty ingenious that they came up with throwing those skids out.
It was the second problem with the shoot so far for the duplicate. First was it was raining, so we had to swap days out. Today we're shooting what we're supposed to shoot tomorrow because of inclement weather. Other problem was the red cam, this beautiful piece of machinery that is Jared and Joe's.
Or it's not mine.
Was not functioning because of another crew who used it before us. We love that. We love that, how people return things to us as it was received.
The hardest thing to shoot for this project would probably have been the basement scene was a little bit complicated because we had a couple little features on the camera that were being a little temperamental.
So right now, our director is cutting Mr. Stallone out
Out of bondage.
Because that thing over there is FUBAR at the moment.
Oh, well, these are thicker than the ones at FedEx.
Keep your hand down. Relax your wrist.
Okay.
Right now, what time is it?
It's 2 o'clock, right?
It is
5 after 2.
It is 5 after 2.
So late.
Yeah, I know, right? We got to get over there too.
Yep. So late behind schedule, but what are you going to do? Welcome to the world of indie filmmaking.
Right.
The world of indie filmmaking is so exciting.
It's funny, we just said not to go into what happened that day, but that was an impressive part of the day when there was a malfunction, and all of a sudden the lighting guy wasn't there, the sound guy wasn't there, the director wasn't there.
But no, we were shooting on the Red 1 camera, and we had a problem where the monitor wasn't turning on, and we don't really have a backup for it since the monitor's about $3 grand. We don't really carry spares of those.
The fellows ran out to Best Buy. Joe and Josh had stayed behind and worked technically with Frank trying to figure this thing out. I went to go get some refreshments and food.
But while everybody was gone, it was basically me and Frank Stallone and Josh Eisenberg. We're just hanging out, playing around with the LCD, and I was getting pissed off at it, and we took a second, and I was just like, "Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the masturbating bear!" And I started shaking the LCD screen.
And, you know, when he shaked it good.
And it's like, all of a sudden it pops on, we're like, "Ah! Ah! Frank, get back in here!" After we cut him out of the chair, because this is the whole torture thing where he's like locked in the chair, duct tape. We're like, "All right, sorry, Frank, we're going to cut you out." That whole thing happened, he's just like, What? I don't know what to do. I was like, "Get back in the chair!" We start duct taping him back in the chair. It's like, we got to roll with this.
Joe Davidson in the room, the cinematographer, and he goes, "We're going." "What do you mean we're going?" "Everyone's going. Just call those guys back from Best Buy, get on the cell phone, we got it working, get them all back here." And so that was impressive to see. That was one of the 3 elements, to see you guys, how you can react right on the fly. And just, so he says, "No, we got to do another take. Let's do another take. Let's go," you know, so.
Duplicate trailer, scene 1A, take 1.
Mark it.
Yeah, I had to direct Frank. I had to direct him watching me. You know, it's almost breaking the fourth wall, so to speak. I didn't have a problem with it. You know, when I do my job and I forget about it, you know, and I mean, for myself, it was just another character on the screen. It wasn't really me, per se. And I focused strictly on Frank, you know, and I had talked with Frank for a while before that, so I didn't have a problem with it. It was more about Frank for me.
As far as that goes, the very first scene of the first day, I thought he was tremendous. He was great. I mean, he like covered all the bases. You know, he was you could see he was really up for it, and that was really the main scene of where he was at his best at directing. There was a lot that had to be transformed and conveyed to the audience in that scene. So directing, as far as what he did, everything that was going on, I thought he was at his best on that scene.